We are now on to P4, and P4 needs us to develop a cloud storage and collaboration solution to meet a client's needs. So before we had a plan. So P3 was planning what we're going to do. P4 is actually doing the things we said we were going to do. So P4, develop, means that we're going to be doing it now. From the options you compared, choose one and develop or implement the solution. I would do this with screenshots, show every single step, make a list of things that need to be done. Mine is not an exhaustive list, so this is the list here. It's not every single thing on the list, and this list is also going to be very, very good for when you come to do. I think it was D2 or D3 where you have to show planning. So this is going to be put into a Gantt chart essentially. So go over what you think you need to do. And what I would suggest you do the thing. So while you're doing the thing, you screenshot it. And after you've done it, you test it straight away and screenshot it straight away. So that again will cover two criteria, the doing, and there's another criteria that requires us to test. The criteria that requires us to test is actually P5. So P5 is test and manage. But if we've done P4 well enough, P5 should P4 and P5 can be bolted together. So again, here's a list of all the things that I want to do. Again, this is not an exhaustive list. I just put some things down as quickly as I could. So going back, I said I wanted to create an admin account 1, create admin account 2, create user account 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So these are all the accounts I need to create. These are things that you will have to do in Microsoft 365 admin or on the Google admin section as well. I'm also going to create a folder. I'm going to share that folder with all the accounts, create a word process document, test the word process document with multiple users, create a spreadsheet document, test the spreadsheet documents with multiple users trying to edit at the same time, create a calendar entry, share calendar entry, test the system on Google Chrome desktop, test on Microsoft Edge desktop, test on Firefox desktop. They only said 2, but the reason I did 3, every single Windows computer from now on will come with Microsoft Edge, and Microsoft Edge is actually based on Google Chrome. So yeah, I would do another one as well because these two browsers are basically the same thing at this point. Download the app for iOS. I would also download the app for Android. So again, this is a list of everything I'm going to be doing in my implementation. And as I said to you, do screenshots. Do screenshots for every single thing. So you actually might get to use your mobile phone in schools, downloading the app, logging in, accessing a folder that you might have created. You're going to be doing all that stuff. And I would suggest doing it using screenshots. You guys can pause the video. So let me look at this section again. Pause the video here. Make a list of all the things on my checklist here. You can add as many more as you want. That's perfectly fine. Let me scroll down. Let me highlight this and scroll down. And I would say pause the video here again, make a list of all these items on this checklist. Your teacher can help you add some more. There are definitely more that you can add. I just didn't want to make this section too long. And once you've done that, you can move on to the next section, which is the screenshot part. And here I say create all accounts. So how do you create all accounts? You log into the Microsoft 365 admin section, or you log into the Google Drive or Google account admin section. You actually won't be able to do this unless you try free for a month, and you can create the 365 administration account, and you can create other accounts and do all kinds of crazy things. But what I've said over here, pause the video again. I've shown the steps on how to do this, but because we won't actually be able to do this part, I'm saying this can be implied, and I'm moving on to the next section. If your school or if your teacher or if your person who is controlling your course allows you to access Microsoft 365 admin, then you're great. You can create as many accounts as you want. This probably won't happen because the IT departments are very, very tricky and specific on things that they want done. But moving on, the next thing that you're supposed to do is show how to create a folder. And again, I'm going based off the checklist I created. These bullet points here, these 5 users here and these other 2 admin users here, those are the first things that were supposed to be done. And I've mentioned I'm not able to do this. However, to mimic this, to mimic 5 accounts being created, I'm going to ask a few of my friends to log in and we use a share folder together. So you can mimic the accounts being created by simply saying you're going to ask your friends to log in and access the shared folder with you. And obviously you blur their names out if you're going to be screenshotting stuff. The next thing for me would be to create a folder. And let me scroll back down to that screenshot. And that screenshot, these screenshots, sorry, I show you every single step that you need to follow in order to create a new folder. So you log into Microsoft 365, you click on the add new button. From the drop down list, you choose folder, You create folder, it comes up with the name and the color that you can use. You type in the name, you choose the color, you click on create. I would personally screenshot every single step, and in the boxes over here, you describe what's happening on what option you clicked on. To insert the box is very simple. You simply go, let me put some space here. You go to insert in Microsoft Word if that's what you're using. Go to insert, go over to table, and I just did a 2 times 1. And that way you have tables right next to each other. In the left side, you put your screenshot. In the right side, you have your explanation. And if you want to add more tables or more rows and columns, you simply click on the last box there and press tab. Keep pressing tab and it will keep adding more lines or more rows. You don't have to do it this way. If you prefer to just have a screenshot explanation underneath it, that's fine. So if you prefer to have something like this with the explanation underneath, like let's say here, and then you put some space, that's perfectly fine. There's no wrong way to do this part. I'm just saying, do screenshots of every single thing that you're doing so that you have proof that you've actually done it for the things that you can do, obviously. Let me scroll down and see what the next thing is. On my table, I have task, completeness, and screenshots. And the next thing for me to do would be to share that folder with all the 5 accounts. So this is where you're going to ask your friends for their email addresses, people in your school. So let's say I created an account and I have a friend called Bob. On my OneDrive folder, I actually have a folder I created just for this purpose. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click on this folder. Again, screenshot everything. So right click, show the options that come up, and then show which one you clicked on and explain everything. I'm going to click on share. In that top box there where it says add name, I can type the names of the people I want to share this with. So if you're in a school and you're using Microsoft accounts, which you most likely are in the UK, you simply type the name of the 4 or 5 people that you want to have access to this. So get 5 people in your classroom, get 5 friends, and you add their names in here and you click send, and then they will all be able to access this folder. And because you left the thing on can edit, the pencil thing here, they'll all be able to edit files in this folder. So that could, something like this with the names added here could be your screenshot. So you would screenshot this thing here, like let's say so, with all the names added. So after you've added the names, before and after, so do an empty one like this, and then after you've added the names as well, you can screenshot that and put that into your document as one of the things that shows that it's been done, and go through and do one of this for every single thing on the list. There is, again, no wrong way to do this. It's entirely up to you.